We're ready. We're going. All right, here we are.
Whoa, wow, welcome.
This is David Beckles Jr.
This is Alex Kohler.
So this is our second podcast.
Yeah.
The first one was filmed in my house.
It was.
Now we're changing the name. It's officially the American Immigrant Podcast.
It is the American Immigrant Podcast.
I don't know why I'm pointing. I'm pointing like I'm mad at somebody. There's a midget under here and I'm pointing. You stay quiet down there. Shut up.
Yeah.
I'll tell you when to come out.
What's his name, Brad?
So, yes, Brad. That's a real.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So no, we had it was called Kinda Racial. Now it's American Immigrant. So this is the official American Immigrant Podcast. This is kind of like the Super Bowl. You know that it wasn't called the Super Bowl before it was.
I remember.
It was something else, right?
Yeah.
But it really was a Super Bowl?
But it really was,
Okay.
yeah.
It's like that.
Right.
And it's my partner, David Beckles Jr. He wasn't born in this country, so I am. We're calling this American Immigrant. No, this true story why we call it this is because I wasn't born here. David was, but you got swooped to what? Where? What part of Jamaica was that again?
It's not Jamaica at all. It's Barbados.
Just stop lying.
It's Barbados. This is a completely, different country.
All right. So but then he was raised in America. So
no, wrong.
How does it work again?
I was born in Brooklyn, right?
Oh, right. You were born in Brooklyn,
right.
Swooped back over there to Barbados, right?
Swooped, but yeah.
And then as a baby, how old were you? One?
It was 18 months.
18 months. And then how long until you came back here?
I lived there until 18 years, from 18 to 18. 18 months to 18 years.
We got a lovely producer, Terrence, over there.
Terrence, big up Terrence.
He's not on the podcast, but he has a man bun and a beard. We immediately knew he was the producer when we saw him, because I just described a producer or a brewery owner. And he knows it. He's smiling, so he knows. Yeah. Brewery owner, producer, bookstore owner. One of the two.
Yeah.
Or craft donut maker in Beacon.
Yeah. Part-time painter as well.
All right. And
roasted Terrence for no reason at all.
So you when did you come back here?
I came back at 18.
18. I came back here. I came here from Mother Russia when I was 8 years. No, he just calls me. That's the running joke. No, I'm not. I'm from. Where am I from?
You're from Slovakia.
Incorrect.
I'm sorry. Hold on. You're from the former Czechoslovakia. You're now Slovakia. You know.
What year did it separate?
19. Let's see. Hold on. Don't tell me. 1988.
1989, communism collapsed.
Right.
1992, Czechoslovakia peacefully split up during the what? Velvet Revolution.
The what?
Velvet is soft, right?
Velvet.
It means peaceful.
Velvet.
I think I might be getting my facts wrong here.
Is that velvet?
That might have been another revolution.
Did they say that? They go, is that velvet?
So anyway, we call it the American Immigrant Podcast because we're both kind of immigrants. Kind of, right?
Right.
That's going to be the other name for it, kind of immigrants.
We both have, We actually played around with a bunch of names. One was Kind of Racial, Kind of Immigrant, and then finally we settled on American Immigrant because, I grew up like an immigrant almost because I grew up on an island. I grew up in Barbados. I grew up in the Caribbean. But I always knew that I was born here, right? So then Alex is, like he said, he's born in Czechoslovakia, now Slovakia. And we met doing comedy 5-6 years ago?
5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
Five. I've been in stand-up comedy for 5 years. Yeah. 5.5 years. You longer than me, but we met in 2008 here in Westchester.
18, yes.
At the now defunct Lucy's Laugh Lounge.
Oh man, R.I.P. Lucy's. Wow.
They're legendary. And then Dave, and then we have an acting background.
Yes, we both.
Dave played Othello.
Yeah, Othello.
He's a theater actor.
Let's be an actor.
So he's fancy. He's a fancy lad.
I love the theater. Terrence, you love the theater?
That's right.
Terrence, like, I'm just here to produce, bro.
You got a theater background, Terrence? No? He's shaking his head no, on screen. No?
Set design. No?
No. All right, that's cool.
What we're chewing on are these mints from Barbados, believe it or not.
This is just an easy podcast. Where are you from, Terrence? Real quick.
Long Island.
Long Island? What part?
West Islip.
West Islip. Yeah. I grew up in Long Island. Well, no, I grew up in Bayside. That's like Long Island. People joke that that's like you think you're Queens, but you're Long Islanders, right?
So, yeah.
Did you about Bayside? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he probably pronounces stickers because he's from Long Island.
Long Island.
Stickers. Yeah. I don't got the sticker on my car.
Was he Boston?
West Islip. He doesn't have an accent for West Islip, though.
Because he's in Westchester now.
Oh, that's true. And he has a craft brewery and donut place in Beacon, so you can't be like Stickers. You got to be like
Stickers.
It's a donut place and a craft brewery.
Yeah. And also we have fair trade coffee.
So so I grew up in Aren't this cracking too much?
No,
my mint.
Mint.
So we got any news to cover? Anything local news?
Let's see. What do we have?
Did anybody see the tap dancing video on the White House? The whole Biden thing that was released?
No.
It was a tap dancing video. You know how like every year for the holidays, like Trump, it was Melania, always the first lady releases a cute little artsy, dancey video.
Right.
And Melania had something. Yeah. And now they're on, I didn't even know the first lady's name.
You don't know Joe Biden's name?
I have no idea. Dude, I know Joe Biden, because it sounds so much like Joe Biden.
He really
Joe
is
Biden. So she made a video with, it was actually kind of like, it was like a mixture of it was some tap dancing group.
I haven't seen it yet.
Doing tap dancing, and they just her like she's, I cursed again.
Wow.
They just beep in honor. Terrence is going to beep that out. That's okay.
Yeah.
So, and they were crapping on it because.
That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Also,
the other side always, right?
Yeah. But that's what it is. And unfortunately, I was talking to a friend yesterday. And you used to be able to have a conversation with anybody, right? Yeah. I had friends in college that were Republican. You didn't think nothing of it. You just, But now, it's a big deal now. Oh, you voted for... Oh,
you can't say anything.
Nothing. And it's always
that's the problem with comedy, too. You can't say... You notice what's happening now? Yes. You say anything, anything remotely, and people just... sounds very Democrat to me. Yeah. It sounds very Republican. You can't be in the gray, even though most people live in the gray.
Yeah, is exactly true. And everything is what you can't say. And I actually hate the fact that people like to sit in this area and then...
Wait. Are you saying you're a Democrat? We can't be friends anymore. I didn't realize you're a Democrat.
Yeah.
All right, this podcast is over.
Okay.
That's it. We're not.
Well, I thought you were a Democrat. Oh, right? I thought I was independent.
You know what's my favorite saying? When people go like this, they go, dude, I'm not a Republican, but I'm just going to say, and then they give you like something that gives away. I love
totally
that. Or
conservative.
Like, you're like, I love Biden, and I'm not even a Democrat.
Yeah. Nuts.
Biggest lie ever.
Nuts. But one of the goals for this
now, you're not a news anchor. Put your elbows back. What are you doing over there?
One of the goals
because
that's how I talk. I'm Caribbean. I'm West Indian. We talk with our hands, not like Italians, but we talk with our hands too. Italians always do this, but West Indians do this. They do this. Like if you're easy to tell a Caribbean person when you're driving. If they're driving like this, somebody cut them off and they do one of these things, yeah.
The hands.
Yeah, the
hands. It's a very Italian.
No, that's a West Indian thing.
Dude, you know what's the most hilarious thing about cultures that always bother me? I'm going to tell you.
Right.
See if we can understand this.
Okay.
I don't like when people say things like, "Oh, nobody's as guilty as like a Jewish mother." It's like, hold on a second. You just took a whole feeling and said only your people do this.
Ridiculous. It is.
I cursed again. That's he'll beep it out.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. That's BS because you know what I mean? Every culture's got their version. Why you got to own it like that?
Yeah, very true. Listen.
Right.
When I used to work at a bank,
nobody's as stubborn as a Sicilian. Okay, yeah, like my Eastern European father isn't stubborn, who refused, or somebody who like doesn't want to drink Bud Light because they saw a transgendered person on a can. That's stubborn. No, it's just a Sicilian dad.
But the thing about it is that like I shared about growing up. We got whoopings. That was a thing. Some more than others.
I disagree with that.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Some people got
beat.
And that was a thing. That was a thing, and it's not exclusive to one group. We all got beat.
Dave's, by the way, he's a little younger than he looks. He's 27 years old, and I'm 52. No. How old are you, Dave? Are you going to say?
I'm 49.
40? You really?
I'm 49.
I'm 46.
Wow.
What time? How are we doing on time?
Couple of old guys. Couple of geezers.
49. All right. Really?
Yeah.
You're almost 50?
Yes, sir.
And he's rocking sweatpants suit.
Yeah. Because good blacks don't crack, baby.
Sweatpants suit.
Yeah. So what does it have to do with age?
Because a certain age, you just gotta act your age and dress appropriately. Except if you're like a young looking dude, then you could. Yeah, you don't believe that, right?
I do that. Listen,
you're not gonna wear like Dockers and like a dress. What is it like when you wear like the shirt and like the sweater over it?
You mean a cardigan?
Yeah.
I said, "Hi, my name's Dave. How are you? Great. I'm glad you're here. Good. We want to discuss something. Nice to speak like this and wear glasses." And laugh like this.
Oh, I got a news thing I want to talk about.
Talk about
Do you know
it.
what I realized?
What?
And how come? I want to talk about this. Dude, guess who was on TV today going on a rant? Do you know who Stephen A. Smith is?
Of course.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
He's going on I think it was a football rant.
No, it was not.
What was it? What was he ranting? It was basketball?
Rant. He was ranting about, because I saw the clip actually. I didn't watch it, but I saw the clip. Because in the previous day, he said, if LeBron James, if Draymond was a teammate of LeBron James.
Oh, he wasn't a leader. Curry. I was watching the Steph Curry thing.
We would have blamed LeBron, meaning the media, right?
Okay.
And he said, now we're not doing the same thing for Steph Curry. He said, I didn't blame Steph Curry. I just said, if it were LeBron James, I don't think he have to brought in Steph Curry. He just said, if it were LeBron, we would have been on LeBron. If it were LeBron and Draymond, we would have been on LeBron.
Okay.
Right? And Steve Kerr, the coach, says, and he went on and he was like, he didn't call Stephen A. Smith's name, but he's like, this is just ridiculous. People would say that. And he went on for a bit. And Stephen A. responded somewhat. And I really didn't check it out because I was like, man. Because I listen, I think, and I like those guys, but I think a lot of things in these sports is forced. To have a forced discussion, a forced talk, a forced rant. I'm not necessarily saying Stephen A. forces his rants, but I'm saying I think that it feels a lot forced.
Yeah.
To me. You know what I mean? There are things that naturally happen, and you're gonna talk about it, but oh gosh, they talk over and over and over. And I was like, come on, man. But I know what you mean.
We'd love to talk about politics on this, about the war.
What war?
Let's talk about the war.
There's a war?
There's a war going on. There's
Really?
several wars going on.
Oh.
Dude, so I was watching Stephen A. Smith, and you know what I thought? Like,
Stephen A. Smith was talking about the war?
No, he wasn't. But do you ever notice that, like, the whole Ukraine, Ukraine-Russia war, and then the Israel-Gaza war, Israel-Palestine war started, and the way the Ukraine-Russia war was kind of shown on TV was as if it was like they were putting it on TV like it was some kind of like a video game or like a ESPN. You know, like this way we got Abrams tanks are coming in. Now these can take out 7 of their tanks. You know, and I just thought how funny it would be if Stephen A. Smith did that coverage. You know, he'd be like, "What you got to understand? The Ukrainians have a high war IQ." Like when he was talking about Kobe, he was like, "He's got a high basketball IQ." Stephen A. Smith would get in there. He'd just be like, got to see the Ukrainian tank has got a high tank IQ. It can take out at least. Now we got Stinger missiles.
Those boys don't have gas.
He's like in between a sermon and a basketball analysis, right?
He is.
He's very close to just getting up to like Jesus.
When he gets passionate about a point.
Get passionate, yeah.
With his hairline back all the way back here. That's
man, he's hilarious. Anything else you want to talk about?
Listen, one of the things that we said we were going to do is just have a casual conversation. We talk about a pursuit of comedy, right? Open micing.
You're clearly going to be the news anchor in this,
this podcast
with your hands over there.
Yeah, but I talk with my hands. I do this a lot. I don't know. Maybe it's the commanding my voice, Alex.
Dave, people will learn over time. Dave does accents regularly.
Dave does.
I'm rolling my eyes because I'm jealous. And so.
Why are you jealous, Alex?
I'm not jealous. I just don't do them as good as you.
He's like, I don't do them as good as you, David. Why is this?
Man.
How can a guy that was born in Brooklyn, raised in the Caribbean, under the blue sky, be able to do all of these accents? Why?
You ever pull the accent out when you're when you feel like it could help you? Like
of course.
I mean, like Caribbean accent. Like
of course.
Like I've done that. I did the Eastern European accent when like I needed help one time.
Yeah, of course I did.
Like, no one will help me, please, sir. And then people just help you.
I did it one time for college.
I was younger.
For college, I tried to be like, excuse me, I need da 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 da. I got turned around. Busy. And I called and I put a British accent on. I got exactly all the answers that I need. My coworker was sitting behind me like, oh, God, I see it. That's it.
Listen, growing up is this whole podcast, American Immigrant. Growing up, did you know my father would always say? He says, Alex, when they hear my accent, they treat me worse than the American guy. Which a lot of people say that, like people from Ecuador, Mexico, will say they treat me worse because I have the accent. You think they treated you? Did you see that they treated you worse if you had the accent?
Where here?
Yeah, when you didn't sound American.
Not really, because
it's a sensitive question, right?
No, it is because I remember going downtown to get my Social Security card, right? Oddly enough, the lady that was working there was a Jamaican lady. And she was like, "You have your green card?" Because my father just tell me, "Yeah, go get the stuff." I'm like, "Go to where?"
You
Go
got
to
from your own people?
Right? But listen to me.
It's hard being Jamaican.
My father goes, go talk. I said, go talk and say what? And then
Oh,
the
he
lady,
sent you-
the
he
lady,
sent you to
the
talk to
lady
them.
goes, "Do you have your green card?" I was like, "Green card." I was like, "Do I have my?" He's like, "He was born here. He don't have a green card." He goes, "Oh, that's all you need."
Oh,
And when I was done, he said, "You see how different it is when you're born here?" Because believe it or not, he used to always tell me, he's like, "Listen, you're not Caribbean. You're only raised there. You're born in America." I was like, "Yeah, but I sound like I was born." I said, "I know that, but that doesn't make me any less Bajan, right?" And then he'd be like, "You're American. You're American. You're American." But I understood.
So he wanted
something.
you to assimilate.
Right, because when he got here, right, and my mom, they knew they were in essence second-class citizens.
Okay.
Right, they were first time here. You understand?
Right.
He came here at 14.
14 from
And always
Jamaica.
refer to him as West Indian this, West Indian that. But if your kid is born here, you can't say your kid is a foreigner because he was born here. You understand what I'm saying? But I
You came here,
understand that later.
your father came here at 14.
14 years
From
old.
Jamaica.
No, from Barbados.
From the Bahamas.
He's like one of the islands, one of them.
From Tortuga.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
From Dominica. Got
Right.
it.
Dominica.
From Trinidad and Tobago. Got it. See, I got to close my eyes so I can visualize all the countries. Got it. From Cuba. Got it.
He's like Saint Vincent and
I did pretty good though, right? I named them all.
Yo.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
the Grenadians. Oh man. So
shit.
dear American immigrants, we don't appreciate the mispronunciation.
No, my dad was like that too. We assimilated, and he wanted us to assimilate, but he would like at home he'd be like complaining about it. So I would give you an example. What we did is my first day at school. We lived in Idaho, so I was in second grade. So I went to school. What's my name? It's Alexander. No, it's Alexander.
Oh, that's right, Alexander.
And then in Europe, they don't do the shortening your name. Like, hey, I don't want to say your whole name. It's just Alex or Al.
Right.
So first day of school, the principal's like, "What's your name?" I was like, "Alexander." You know what he said?
Right.
"You're gonna be Alex now." I came home and I told my dad at 2. I wonder. I was probably like your size.
Yeah.
I'm 6'7", by the way. So I was a bit. I came home and I said, "Dad, they told me, I'm Alex now." And you know what's the first thing he
What he
said?
said?
I swear, you ready?
Yeah.
He goes, "Lazy Americans." Cursed again. That's gonna get beeped out. He said, "Lazy Americans." Alex. They can't even pronounce the whole name.
Yeah,
know?
Alexander. I
He
mean,
had that impression.
but that was thing because in the office, you know, most people refer to me, Dave,
Dave?
which was, you know, it was okay. I mean, because I don't know about you or your culture really, but we have home names, right?
What do you mean, my people? What do you mean by that? You didn't even say that.
Europeans, right? But obviously we always dig
Okay.
at each other, but at home to my family and in Barbados where I grew up, I'm known as Davey, Davey.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's my home name. At church, grew up in church, Davey.
Oh, yeah?
Davey. At school, they know me by my last name, Beckles.
Beckles.
But in this country, they put them together. Oh, David Beckles. Or some people say
do it
Beckles,
together.
Beckles.
Yeah, I don't like being called by my last name.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like that stuff. Like, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, well, people do that. Like, they always call me that. Like, my last name,
Yeah.
Kolar. They were like, "Hey, Kolar."
But I've heard people.
I'm trying to think. I must have something that scarred me. Oh, yeah, my football coach.
Yeah.
He would yell Kolar when I effed up.
They
I didn't curse. I
Yeah,
didn't curse.
I
He would call me Kolar. So now when I hear Kolar, I'm like, I get a little sensitive. I jump a little.
really.
Yeah, because you're like trained. I'm trained to
Yeah.
hear my last name.
But that was a common thing. You know, in school, secondary school, Beckles. Even when I go back home, you know, I go back Beckles. If I know who, you can tell whom I know from where.
Yeah.
Because if they go Beckles, secondary school. If they go Davy, it's from the area, from the neighborhood.
Can you tell in Barbados where somebody's from based on their last name? In Barbados, how is your last name based? Is it on a name? Like, okay, I'll give you an example. I'm trying to get at. I don't know how to say this, but in Europe, where I'm from, your last name is your job. Do they do that?
see,
Do they
no,
do that? We're
no,
teaching the people out there. some
Yeah,
stuff.
you know, I've heard that, and that is true.
So, like, my name is Kolar.
yeah.
I'll explain to people who are listening.
Yeah.
Kollar.
Yeah.
That just means cartwright in English, because a Kolar is the person who fixes the wheel on your wagon. And Europe is
wow.
based on professions that went back to medieval 1,000 years. They don't do that. They don't do that there.
No.
It's more like family. But I think in Asia they don't do it on a profession.
Well, if you go back some years,
Well,
yeah. Well, you know what I mean.
Here we go to commercial. We're gonna skip the commercial.
If we go back some years,
We come back. There's a different me, a more appropriate one. He looks like me. I got booted. Oh, that's
but
hilarious.
no, what it is though is what we can tell is which parish you're from based on your accent. Because a
Parish?
small,
Based on your accent?
based on how even though Barbados is small, tiny, it's made up of 11 parishes. So people from St. Lucie in the north speak different from a person that's from St. Michael, where I'm from. Right? A person from St. Andrew speak different. Like for example, I went to school with people. I went to school in the north. So a book bag, right, which we call a haversack, or just refer to as a bag.
haversack?
Haversack. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, it's a book bag.
Like
here.
have a sack.
Haversack, yeah, one word,
okay.
haversack. So, if you say pass my bag, I would say, yo, pass my bag. If someone is from the north, they would say pass my bag.
A little distinct differences.
Yeah.
So how many dialects are there? How many?
I mean, it's
parishes?
one dialect, but it's 11 parishes. But people that are from the country
11, so 11 dialects about. Right?
No, not
11 different kind of
necessarily.
slight differences. Some of them are the same.
Yeah, I mean, like my mom is from St. James, and my aunt was from St. James. Rest in peace, Auntie. So like certain words, you would pronounce it. You're like, okay,
You know how many distinct dialects there are in the U.S.? Take a guess. This may be wrong. I'd have to like look it up.
dialects in the U.S. You mean accents, regional accents.
Regional
Oh,
accents. Guess.
I would have to
It's
say
between 24 and 27. I forgot which one. It's either 24 or 27. But
What, just
either of
24,
those is a
27?
lot. Yeah.
I mean, there's 27 dialects right in this town.
No, they say there's 27 in the whole country.
Dialects?
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe they mean like as a
Yeah,
like
it's impossible.
some of them are similar to each other. Like
if you have someone from Brooklyn
I guess you're right. Long Island, right?
versus on Long Island versus
Long Island can sound like
upstate-
Staten Island, but it's still different.
Yeah, versus upstate New York is different. You know what I mean?
Maybe I looked that up as regional.
Yeah,
There's no real statistics being thrown here. I looked this up on Google like 5 years ago. Now
You look it up on the Google. Yeah.
You ever tell somebody something and that you looked up half? You're like, dude, I saw this. Did you hear about that? Those cars are made in what was that? And you're like half and you're faxing your head as you're going along.
Yeah.
I kind of just did that.
You know what it is? You know what it is that people hold in high regard as fact? Wikipedia. Wikipedia was just a bunch of people's opinions. Every time sometimes you go on something, he's like, hey, donate $150 to keep it going. I'm like, no, I'm never going to donate to keep your opinions. Are you silly?
There we have it, folks. David does not donate to Wikipedia.
Absolutely not. We didn't even start getting it to when we started
The
stand-up.
midget under the desk is crying. He's like, his other job is for Wikipedia.
Relax, bro. Relax.
there. Down.
Easy.
Easy. A little to the left. Oh man.
We didn't even start as to why we started and we got into.
So we got down to the last couple minutes of this podcast.
I mean, we're gonna continue, but at least we can
Yeah,
start.
we'll be back in a week or two. We'll be back next time. We'll be very soon.
Next
But
time.
what we want to talk about is, do you have any shows coming up or anything?
For the rest of the year, at this
Not
point,
that it'll
no.
be out when this comes out, right? Not that we could advertise when this comes out.
Yeah.
I'll be hosting a Rhino Comedy Club on February 17th. So if you hear this, get your tickets. Suffering Rhino Comedy Club.
Yeah.
And
Alex is a great host, by the way.
thank you.
So he's gonna get me on the show.
Yeah.
Get me on the show.
Yeah.
So-
And what else? We got, so that won't come. We got a nice show coming up tomorrow.
Yeah,
But we're not
yeah,
gonna-
we
that's not-
actually-
this won't come out in time to advertise that.
No.
What else do you want to talk about?
At the Dallas Ferry Library, which we both have performed on the same show, and we both have separately headlined that show.
That's right, the Dobbs Ferry Library.
Yeah. Shout out to Tim Deary for having us. So we're gonna do a little something tomorrow, as a team. You know what I mean? A duo, kind of, sorta.
All right, David.
Yeah.
Is that watch real?
Yeah, it is real. Apple,
Is it?
baby.
You like the Apple Watch?
You know what? You know, was the biggest Android guy. Year after year. Samsung.
Android?
I used to look at iPhone like, I get out of my face, bro. Then I get into content creating and filming, and eventually I got an iMac 27-inch. And one day I edited a video and I tried to send it to my Android phone. Nothing. I was like, what? So my wife and my daughter, they have Androids. I was like, what is this AirDrop thing? Video went straight to their phones. I was like, man.
By the way, we're sponsored by Android. Android, we love them. Love their new laptop, Turbo XL
They do?
touchscreen. I don't know. I made that up. We're not sponsored.
But, long story short, I'm an Apple guy now. And I frown upon Android users.
I was never into watches. I never wear watches.
Well, it's because you got big hands.
I got a nice watch. We got 3 minutes left. I'm going to wrap this up right now.
Thank you, 3. That's what they say on Saturday. Thank you, 3.
Thank you, 3. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where do they say that? Oh.
I think that's that's the stage manager before you go on. When's the last time you did a play? Like when we did Shakespeare, they'd be like, hey, 5 minutes before.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, thank you, 3 minutes before. You get ready, you guys go and stand in the wings, and then you're on for your 3-hour production of Othello.
So what do you think? Should we wrap this up?
I think we're good. I think we're good.
All right. If you hear this, should be out in time. Come see me on February 17th at Rhino Comedy Club.
And by next podcast, I'll have some
something
dates
else.
as well.
I don't know. I don't have time to look at my phone right now. This has been the American Immigrant Podcast.
The official start of the American Immigrant.
Tune in next time.
Podcast.
We'll be talking about the controversies. We're gonna go. We'll feature some. We'll talk about some different secrets me and Dave have about growing up being of immigrant parents.
Yeah.
And things that American kids won't realize.
Yeah. For
Things that go on in immigrant households.
For sure.
All right, and that's it.
This is what is it? We call this episode 1, right?
Episode 1 of the American Immigrant Podcast. Officially one. Really number 2.
Yes. I am your co-host David Beckel Jr. And did I say David Beckus?
David Beckless Jr.
That's what I said?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Can't pronounce. He's nervous. He can't pronounce his name.
Yeah. Why am I nervous?
All right, we're good.
Yeah. Well, hold on. I'm gonna end it right. I'm your co-host David Beckles Jr.
Alex Kolar.
No Jr.
No Jr. We're done.
We're done. I say peace. Thank you.